Good morning. Welcome to the VANIK current affairs discussion class. First topic is understanding the tendency of the Constitution. So, Speaker of Maharashtra Legislative Assembly has refused to disqualify 40 MLAs of the Eknath Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena, recognize it as the real Shiv Sena. He also did not disqualify 14 MLA of the Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray group due to technical reason under the 10th schedule. The issue is that the Speaker did not disqualify the 40 MLA of the Eknath Shinde faction, which splitted from the original Shiv Sena and formed the government with cooperation of the BJP. So, what is defection? In legislature, a defector is a person who gives up allegiance to one party in exchange of allegiance to another, changing sides in a way that is which is considered illegitimate by the first party. Okay, that is called defection in under the Indian Constitution. In India's defection of legislator during the 1960s and 70s from their parent party created political instability in many states, bringing down elected government. Defection in India in the 17 and 80s, 16 and 70s led to that many people defecting their party, and that led finally the many state government to fall due to the loss of majority by the government. That led the government to think of drafting this law called the anti-defection law during the Rajiv Gandhi's period. Therefore, to ensure stability of elected government, the 52nd Constitutional Amendment introduced in the anti-defection law, and that was in 1985, and kept it under the 10th schedule of the Constitution. The 52nd Amendment Act 1985 provided for the disqualification of a member of parliament and state legislature on the ground of defection from one political party to another. Through this amendment, a new schedule called the 10th schedule was added to the Constitution. Okay, the 10th schedule was added to Indian Constitution. The act is often referred to as the anti-defection law. Later, in the 91st Amendment Act of 2003, made one change in the provision of the 10th schedule. So, the anti-defection law under Indian Constitution were placed in the 10th schedule. It omitted an exception provisions, disqualification on ground of defection, not to apply in case of split. So, due to split, the defection, whether applicable or not, it was changed, and due to split also defection applicable was which was there. Okay, it was one of the exception was disqualification will not be on ground of split. It was omitted by the 91st Amendment Act in 2003 into the original anti-defection law passed in 1985 by the 52nd Amendment Act. Salient features of the Act: the 10th schedule contained the following provisions, which respect to the 10th schedule contained the following provisions with respect to the disqualification of members of parliament and the state legislature on the ground of defection. So, what is the ground? The members of political parties, the voluntarily gives up its membership of such political party. Okay, if he votes or abstain from voting in such house contrary to any direction issued by his political party without obtaining prior permission of such party in case of elected members, and independent member. An independent member of a house elected without being set up as a candidate of any political party becomes disqualified to remain house if he join any political party after the election. Initially elected as the independent member, if he join any political party, then his candidature will be disqualified and will be losing his candidature in the house. Nominated member. Okay, a nominated member of a house become disqualified for being a member of the house if he join any political party after the expiry of the 6 months from the date on which he takes his seat in the house. Okay, Exception, if a member get out of his party as a result of a merger of party with another party, in that case, so in case of merger, he is not going to be disqualified. A merger takes place when 2/3 of the members of the party have agreed to such merger. That is called merger. When 2/3 member agreed to merge with a party, it is called merger. If a member, after being elected as a presiding officer of the house, voluntarily gives up the membership of the party or resigns it after he ceases to hold the office. So normally one member of the house will be appointed as the presiding officer. In that case, so he will not be disqualified if he resign from the party to be the presiding officer, or even after the he demit his office of presiding officer, if he join the political party again, he will not be coming under the disqualification. Deciding authority, any question regarding disqualification arising out of defection is to be decided by the presiding officer of the house. In the Holham case, the Supreme Court held that the presiding officer, while deciding on a question under the 10th schedule, function as a tribunal. Hence, decision like that of any other tribunal is subject to judicial review on the grounds of mala-fide perversity, etc. Benefit of anti-defection law, it provides for greater stability in the body politic by checking the propensity of legislator to change parties. It facilitates democratic realignment of party in the legislature by way of merger of political party that go for political realignment. So this helps in changing the government or arranging new political arrangements. So this is the condition under which this anti-defection law was passed, and the provisions are reduce corruption at the political level as well as non-developmental expenditure in current electoral elections, because election was held at a regular interval. So because of falling of the government, so this anti-defection law check that. It gives for the first time a clear-cut constitutional recognition to the existence of the political parties. For the first time, it recognizes the existence of political parties. Fine. That means if one political party, a candidate is elected by one political party and he quit his membership, so he loses his membership of the party. So that indirectly say that political party as an entity were recognized for the first time under class. Okay, so this is what criticism of the anti-defection law. So why this law is criticized? Okay, the law does not make a difference between dissent and defection. It curbs the legislator's right to dissent and freedom of conscience. It does not provide for the expulsion of a legislator from his party for his activity outside the legislature. If he do anything outside the legislature, then he is not coming under the provision of the anti-defection law. But if he conduct inside the house, then only he comes under the anti-defection law. But if he do anything outside the house, that is, he is not coming under the anti-defection law. If it's discrimination between the independent member and the nominated member is contradictory, if a member join a party, he is disqualified while the latter is allowed to do the same in case of independent and that nominated member. So views of various committee on anti-defection law. The Venice Committee on Electoral Reforms in 1990. Disqualification shall have limitation like for the member who voluntarily give the membership, for the member who act votes contrary to the confidence of the party. The power of the decision of the disqualification shall be to the president, governor on the advice of the election commission, not the speaker, because speaker is a political person. The other decision should be by the president or the governor. The Law Commission on its 170th report in 1999, the provisions of split and merger shall be deleted as an exception from the provision of disqualification. Pre-pool electoral funds should be treated as political parties under the anti-defection law. Okay, because if it is a pre-pool alliance, at the present situation is that for alliance, so in case of that, so it should be considered as a political party, and accordingly the provisions of the anti-defection law should be applicable in case of the alliance government also, alliance should be taken as the political alliance should be taken as also as a political party, not as different political entities. Constitutional Review Commission 2002. The defaults who are not loyal towards their party shall be barred from holding the public office, and also they shall be eligible for getting any political post or remuneration of the party. This is the recommendation of the Constitutional Review Commission. The voting cast by the defaulters shall be treated as invalid. Okay, that is, the vote cast by the defaulters should be considered as invalid. Okay. Okay, so in the Hikoto Holdan case, the Supreme Court held that the law held that the law is valid in all respects except on the matter about judicial review, which was held to be unconstitutional. In the Sri Rajesh Verma versus Sri Mohammed Saad Alki case, the court held that if the member of the party publicly opposes his original party, the supporters of the other and the party then acts. Okay, okay. In the Rajesh Verma versus the Mohammed Said Alki case, the court held that the member of the party publicly opposes his original party and supports the party, then his act is to be resignation from the party. So will apply to the defection. Okay. In the Mandani Satyanarayana Reddy versus Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly case, the question was raised regarding the jurisdiction of the speaker or the presiding officer. The court held that there is no provision in the 10th schedule which fetters exercise of jurisdiction by the speaker to decide the question. In June 2022, a faction of the Shiv Sena headed by the sitting Chief Minister Eknath Shinde moved with 37 of the 55 MLAs of Shiv Sena and claimed to be a real Shiv Sena. It appointed Bharat Gogwali as its chief whip. Okay, so however, the Uddhav Balthakre faction claimed that they were the original political party and that Sunil Prabhu of its faction will continue to be the whip. The speaker has now recognized the Eknath Shinde faction and the real Shiv Sena and held the appointment of the whip by this group as valid, whereas the appointment by the Shiv Sena group was called as invalid. Okay. This was based on the strength of the member of the Shinde faction and the party's 1999 constitution. The speaker, based on his ruling, refused to disqualify 40 MLA of the Shinde faction from the house. He also refused to disqualify 14 MLA of the Uddhav Balthakre Shiv Sena group, and the whip instruction from the Bharat Gokhale could not be physically served on them. Okay. About the three-test formula, the Supreme Court in the Siddiqui Ali versus Election Commission of India laid down the three-test formula for determining which faction is to be recognized as the original political party by the Election Commission. These are aim and objective of the party, its affair as per the party's constitution that reflect inner party democracy, and majority in the legislative and organization wing. Okay, so based on the three criteria, so the original membership is to be decided, fine, as per the provisions of the three test formula. Next is why Kashmir and Ladakh are without snow this winter and its implication. One of Kashmir's main winter tourism attraction, Gulmarg, has been bereft of snow this season. This has led to plunge in the flow of tourists and severely hitting the business of the ski resorts. Weather depends on a lot of ocean temperatures, that where the ocean is warm, more clouds from the and more rainfall in that part of the world. In the Pacific Ocean near the equator, the sun makes the water especially warm on the surface, Therefore, the surface low pressure system forms in northern Australia and Indonesia, and high pressure system developed in the coast of Peru as an impact of the El Nino effect. Result, the trade wind blow strongly from the east to west of the Pacific Ocean, transporting warm surface waters westward. This led to convective storms, thunderstorm to Indonesia and coastal Australia. What is El Nino and La Nina? El Nino, an irregular event of warming of the Pacific water, occurs an interval of 2 to 7 years. La Nina is a cold episode that usually flows the warm equatorial ridge, cool between the coast and South America and the Oceania. Effect of the climate, the warm current flow towards the east, displacing the ocean currents to Oceania. Rainfall occurs over central and eastern Pacific and drought in Indonesia and Australia. Then current contribute to form of warm food in the Oceania, increasing fall in Asia and Australia, lower the temperature in the American coast and the increase Adriatic. Okay. El Nino and La Nina are two opposing climate trends that deviate from the normal conditions and normal run 9 to 12 months but can often extend it. These events occur every 2 to 7 years on average. So, and this El Nino and La Nina have their impact on Indian monsoon and Indian weather condition to a considerable extent. Okay, so these are the major phenomena or major impact on Indian monsoon. So this El Nino and La Nina, especially more impact is of the El Nino than that of the La Nina. So El Nino impact is very severe. Okay, so El Nino is a typical known as the warm edge, a band of warmer water spreading from west to east in the equatorial Pacific, and La Nina is identified as the cold edge, band of cool water spreads east-west or ESNO, Eastern Oscillation. Both El Nino and La Nina can have global effects on weather, wildfires, ecosystem, and the economics. Okay. New summary: Kashmir and Ladakh are without snow this winter. Implications: dry winter in Jammu and Kashmir. Existing pattern: winter precipitation in Jammu and Kashmir, as also Ladakh, is mainly on the form of snowfall. None of the region gets its first snowfall in the first half of December and then through most of January. Rainfall this winter: the whole of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh have remained largely without rains or snow this winter. Jammu and Kashmir saw 80% rainfall deficit in December and 100% deficit in January so far. Ladakh has also no precipitation at all in December or January. While snowfall in the region has been showing a decline. Okay, this overall decreasing trend of snowfall has been attributed to the decline in western disturbances events and the gradual rise in temperature. Okay, which involve the role of the climate change, especially the other impact of El Nino, because El Nino is very active since last year. The prevailing El Nino event in the East Pacific Ocean might be the additional factor to account for this year. In the western disturbances, winter precipitation in the Himalayan region is caused mainly due to ocean disturbances. These are large eastward moving rain-bearing wind system that originate beyond Afghanistan and Iran. They pick up moisture from as far as the Mediterranean Sea and even the Atlantic Ocean. Western disturbances are the primary source of rainfall over north and northeast India during the post-monsoon and winter months. During winter, about 4 to 6 western disturbances event happens every month on an average in this part. This season there is no feeble ocean disturbances event in December that did not bring any rain, and another similar one in January. Western disturbances have been showing a decline trend in recent times, and this is attributed more to climate change. The present western disturbances and the present this year's development and the lack of rainfall is more attributed to climate change and the impact of the El Nino effect. Because of this, the overall precipitation during the winter months in the northern regions has also been declining, and this has a very negative trend on the climate as well as the climatic conditions leading to the demand for tourism or the flow of tourists in this region. And this is falling, so the flow of tourists is also falling in this region. Rising temperature, also temperature in this region are rising. The rate of increase of temperature seem to be higher in the upper elevation area than in the plains. On many days, Srinagar temperature are comparable to those of Delhi. Sometimes they appear to be even higher. This is also contributing to the decline in snowfall. El Nino impact. For the past few months, El Nino has persisted and will continue to do so in the coming months. This has affected the global atmospheric circulation and might be contributing to the deficit precipitation in the region as well. So and you know, due to climate change, and this is the major reason that there is a fall in rainfall, and because of this snowfall, so this region attracts tourism, especially Srinagar, Gulmarg. So and they attract tourists, and this year's had severe impact and resulting in a fall in the tourist. For the past few months, El Nino has persisted and will continue to do so in the coming months. This has affected the global atmospheric circulations and might be contributing to deficit precipitation in the region as well. Impact of dry winter. So a dry spell can result in increase in the forest fires. Okay, what is the impact? Long-term implications: the generation of hydroelectricity, because less rainfall will lead to less generation of electricity in this area. The generation of less hydroelectricity and increase in the rate of glacial melting, because so this region, in case there will be less rainfall, a glacier will start melting, and melting of the glacier will have negative impact on the overall climatic condition. Adverse impact on the drinking water supply, since scanty rainfall means very little discharge of the groundwater. Short-term implications: a dry spell can result in the forest fires, agricultural drought, and a drop in the crop production. Okay, so we know rainfall in India accounts for increasing agricultural productivity, and if rainfall will fall, obviously its impact will be visible on agriculture. So agriculture will also be affected by the falling rainfall. It can change, it can lead to an early spring, which means early flowering, which can cause a reduction in yield. So if the flowering will be faster, so the production will be less. The winter snow is a source of steady moisture to the soil, and it's vital for winter crop, particularly the horticulture. And in case this is not going to take place, it will have impact on the crop yield or crop productivity. Okay. So, hello. Today class was decided. The winter snow is a source of steady moisture and to the soil, that is vital for winter crop, particularly the horticultural crop, and this will definitely be affected if the rainfall is less. Yield of apples or saffron, important ingredients of the local economy, will also be affected. Then the next Shankaracharya, the poor Shankaracharya recently said they will not attend the inauguration of the Ram temple in Ajodhya. So what the, and that's why they are in news. Shankaracharya, literally teacher of the way of the Sankara, the religious title used by the heads of the four Hindu mathas, the monasteries, that were established by the 8th century Hindu saint Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara established this matha to impact knowledge. This matha consist of religious shrines, temples, library, and residence. These mathas are located in Dwarka in Gujarat, Joshimath in Uttarakhand, Puri in Odisha, and Sringeri in Karnataka. Each matha, called the Pitha or the Pitha in Sanskrit, was tasked with serving as a custodian of one Veda each and keeping alive the Vedic literature. Govardhan Math at Puri is the custodian of the Rig Veda, while the Dwarka Sradha Pitham in Gujarat is responsible for the Sam Veda. The Sringeri Sharda Pitham in Karnataka is responsible for the Yajur Veda. The Jyoti Matha in Uttarakhand, Joshimath, is the Atharva Veda. Okay, that Vijayanagara kingdom, the first to patronize the Sringeri Matha in the 14th century. The Shankaracharya also oversee the Dasanami Sampradaya and the order of the VANIKIAS, those who have renounced the secular way of life. Who was Adi Shankara? Adi Shankara or Shankara, he was known as an ancient Indian philosopher and theologian, lived in the early 18th century. He was born in Kalladi, a village in present-day Kerala. River of the avatar of Lord Shiva, he is believed to be mastered the Veda when he was just 16. Philosophical contribution: at the very young age, Shankara started crisscrossing the length and breadth of India to spread his commentaries on the Brahmana Sutras, Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita amid a rise in Jainism and Buddhism. He is best known for his role in the development and propagation of the Advaita Vedanta, a non-dualistic school of Hindu philosophy. So, according to his philosophy of non-duality, God and humans are not two, and material world is an illusion. Okay. So, his most important work is his effort to synthesize the six subsects known as the Sanmata, Sahamata, which literally translate to six religions in the worship of six deities. He also founded the Dasamani Sampradaya, which talk about leading a monastic life. So, life of a monk is called the monastic life. Shankaracharya was the first believer in the ancient. Okay, his most and while Shankaracharya was a firm believer in the ancient Hinduism, he condemned the Mimamsa school of Hinduism, which was purely based on the ritual practices. For martyrs, he established four prominent monastic centers in India, each associated with one of the cardinal directions: Sringeri in the south, Dwarka in the west, Puri in the east, and Badrinath in the north. Adi Shankaracharya is believed to have attained Samadhi. Okay. In Samadhi, a state of deep meditation or realization at the young age of 32 in Kedarnath in the Himalayas. Then the scheme for residential education of students in high schools in targeted area, the SESTA scheme. The Central Board of Secondary Education (CBSE) recently issued instructions for residential private school interested in joining the SESTA scheme. So this is a central government scheme. Scheme for residential education of students in the high school in targeted areas. About scheme for residential education of students in the high school in targeted areas. The scheme aims to provide access to the best private residential school for meritorious students from scheduled caste communities. It will provide scholarship and meritorious students from SC community to study in the private and NGO-run residential schools in class 9 to 12. The scheme is expected to provide admission to around 3,000 students in class 9 and 11 each year. So around 3,000 students will be enrolled in class 9 and class 12, class 11, 9 and 11 to complete their education of 9 to 10 and 12 to 11 to 12 in 2 years. The core objective of the scheme are to enhance the reach of the developmental initiative of the government and fill in the gap in service deprived SC dominant areas in the education sector. The scheme will collaborate with volunteer organizations to provide an environment that can help create conditions for socio-economic upliftment and the overall development of the SC communities. Implementation agency, the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment, Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India will be the implementing agency for this. The scheme is implemented in two modes. First, there are Sreshta schools which consist of the best CBSE state board affiliated private residential schools. Under the Sreshta, outstanding students from the SC community across the states and Union Territory will be selected annually through the National Entrance Test for Sreshta NET and will be admitted to those schools for education in class 9 through 12. From class 9 to class 12, they will be enrolled. The school that will be part of the scheme will be selected based on a performance score of about 75% pass rate in class 10 and 12 board examination over the past 3 years. The second model is based on NGO and voluntary organizations around schools and hostels. The institutions run by such organizations that are up to class 12 will be made part of the scheme. Okay, this will cover both the government and the privately NGO run educational institutions which will get the benefit. Students with annual parental income is less than 2,50,000 and who belong to SC community are eligible to participate in the scheme. Only those candidates who have passed or are appearing class 8, 9 or 10 in the given academic session can apply for taking admission to class 9 and class 11. The scheme will cover the tuition fee, the hostel fee and the mess fee for qualifying students. Students will also be allowed to choose from a range of schools based on their merit, because so the schools will be given and the students will be given the option to select the school of their choice, so based on their merit. The Chang 6 mission, the China National Space Administration of China recently announced that the Chang 6 sample return mission is on track to land on the surface of the moon in the first half of 2024. The Chang 6 mission is a planned lander designed to return samples from the lunar south pole. The mission aims to land on the moon, collect samples from the lunar surface and return them to Earth. This process will contribute crucial data to unravel the moon's geological mysteries. Representing the first attempt to retrieve samples from the far side of the moon, Chang 6 is said to bring back up to 2 kg of lunar samples, adopting a configuration similar to the successful Chang 5 mission. The mission involves international collaboration with the payloads from the European Space Agency and the French Space Agency (CNES). ESA contributes a lunar surface ion tester, while the French agency provides equipment for measuring radon gas and its decay products. Additionally, an Italian laser corner reflector for radar instruments calibration and Pakistan's ICQB CubeSat will also be part of the mission. Chang 6 will consist of both a lander and a rover. The lander will touch down on the lunar surface, while the rover will explore specific regions, conduct experiments and aid in the sample collection process. The return sample will be made available to the global scientific community for study. Then the Connaught system. Some of Africa's dry area face serious water shortages due to minimal rainfall. An ancient system of drawing water from aquifers, the Connaught system, could help to overcome the situation. What about this Connaught system? It is an ancient type of water supply system developed and still used in arid regions of the world. It taps underground mountain water sources, tap in the beneath the upper reaches of the alluvial fan, and channel the water downhill through a series of gently sloped tunnels. The ponds have been used for centuries in arid and semi-arid parts of North Africa and Middle East and Asia, where water supply are limited. It is known by a variety of names: the Fogar in North Africa, Falaj in Oman, and Quarij in part of Asia. Many old quantas are still used in the Iran and Afghanistan, chiefly for irrigation. The system that managed by everyone and its benefits and share. Some of the regions' Connaught system, like those in Iran, are protected under the heritage status. Significance of the system: the Connaught is sustainable as it works with gravity and no electricity is needed. It can even be used to create clean energy. Water loss to evaporation minimal in comparison to surface water supplies. It can have a wide-scale impact. Quantas are multiple kilometers long, and once in which this water hits a floodplain, it can irrigate multiple hectares of land. It fosters social cohesion. Many people with different skills are involved in maintaining the system. The lifespan of the system extends beyond that of a deep water well, which is about 20 years. Tunnels do not clog as easily as well. The quality of water coming from these mountains is much better than water from the plains. It will have the lower salinity and be better for crops and people, because the quality of water is better. So this is better both for irrigation and for the drinking purposes. So in this extreme drought-like condition in African countries, no doubt. So this particular old system will be coming to help. Thiruvalur Day, recent Prime Minister of India paid tribute to Saint Thiruvalur or Thiruvalur Day. About Thiruvalur Day was first celebrated on May 7th and 18th in 1935. In this recent time, it is usually observed either on January 15th or 16th in Tamil Nadu. It is part of the Pongal celebration. The occasion is named after the honors the poet Thiruvalur. Who is Thiruvalur? He was a poet and philosopher. He is regarded as a cultural icon of Tamils. He is fondly referred to as the value by Tamils. His most popular work is the Tirukural, a collection of couplets on ethics, politics, community and law. Thiruvalur's primary work, Tirukula, consists of 1330 couplets or kurals that are divided into 133 sections of 10 couplets each. The text is divided into 3 parts with teaching on dharma, artha and kama. Each section covers a wide range of topics and imparts moral, ethical and practical guidance to the readers. The couplets are composed in a concise and poetic form, making them easily memorable and quotable. Then coming to the question answer, the long question answer writing. What is okay? So what is money laundering and how it is a lifeline to organized crime operations around the world? Analyze the new provisions introduced in the Prevention of Money Laundering Acts and Rules 2023. Money laundering is the process of hiding the source of the money obtained from illegal sources and converting it to a clean source, thereby avoiding prosecution, conviction and confiscation of the criminal funds. Okay, money laundering is the process. Okay, it is an illegal exercise that converts black money into white money. Money laundering is a lifeline to organized crime operations around the world in the following ways. Terror financing, money obtained from illicit sources are laundered and used in terror financing. Mumbai Blast 1993 was a classic example of money laundering as well as organized crime. Okay, so the Mumbai Blast substantiated drug trafficking. The large sum of money generated by the drug trafficking are often illegal and must be laundered to make them appear legitimate. Drug profits moving through the US financial system are estimated to be high as 100 billion a year. This illicit drug trade fuels Canada's organized crime problem, which is fueled by money obtained from the illegal sources. Insurgency in Northeast. In India also, money earned through the drug trafficking through Golden Triangle used in fueling insurgency in Northeast. You know, northeastern regions of India are alleged to the spread of insurgency. Okay, so insurgency spreads in northeast India, and this the source is the money earned from this illegal drug trading activities, that is used for illegal drug trading activities. Tadi pantauan itu benar dulu. Itu kan pantauan demi kebenaran itu. Okay. So drug trafficking, the large sum of money generated by the drug trafficking are often illegal and must be laundered to make them appear legitimate. Drug profits moving through the US financial system are estimated to be as high as 100 billion a year. Insurgency in Northeast also financed by the Golden Triangle, like the country like Myanmar, Thailand, and India, affecting national security and prosperity. Large volume of criminal money flowing through the can reach on the illegal network. It is a big threat to Indian internal security. Okay, national security and prosperity and undermine the integrity of the nation's financial system in the country. New provisions introduced in the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The government passed the Money Laundering Act way back, but recently also the Money Laundering Amendment Act, the rules were drafted. Okay, so the government has amended money laundering rules to incorporate more disclosures for non-governmental organization by reporting entities. Right. ठीक है, बस मिनट चलेगा. So the government has amended money laundering rules to incorporate more disclosures for okay. So the government has amended the money laundering rules to incorporate more disclosure for non-governmental organizations by reporting entities like financial institutions, banking company, and the intermediaries. Widening scope of the KYC norm. It has widened the scope to know your customer norm to include politically exposed persons, non-profit organizations, and those dealing in virtual digital assets as reporting entities, because these are also emerging as the major points of money laundering and promoting money laundering. Politically exposed persons, it was defined politically exposed. Okay. Person as individual who have been entrusted with prominent public functions by a foreign country, including the heads of a state or government, senior politicians, senior government or judicial or military officers. Provision for financial beneficial owner, the lowering of the ownership threshold from the previously 25% to 10%, thereby treating new individual or group holding 10% ownership in a reporting entity as a beneficial owner. Okay, the rules have been changed to are new. Cryptocurrency and the virtual digital asset. The new rules have brought cryptocurrency and virtual digital asset under the ambit of money laundering law. Okay, registration on the Darpan portal. Reporting entities are now required to register detail of the client if it is a non-profit organization on the Darpan portal of the Niti Ayog. So registration in the Darpan portal, entities are now required to register detail of the client if it is non-profit organization to the Darpan portal of the VANIK-IAS, and so they will try to get the things better verified. Positive aspect of the recent changes: uniformity with RBI circular, the move to define politically exposed persons under the Prevention Monitoring Act is to bring uniformity with 2008 circular of the Reserve Bank of India for KYC and anti-money laundering standards for banks and financial institutions, which had defined PEP in line with the FATF norms, Financial Action Task Force norm. So PEP stands for politically exposed persons. Ensuring more indirect participation, beneficial owners share in share or capital or profit of the company has been reduced from 20% 10% to ensure more indirect participant within the reporting net. Fulfillment of the regulatory obligations, registering with details of the client on the upfront portal will ensure some repository of basic information on all NGO in the upfront portal of the VANIK-IAS. Better identification, the high risk clients by requiring more detailed information from clients during the due diligence process. Financial institution can better identify high risk clients involving money laundering. It will ensure compliance from crypto and other digital assets service providers, because right now the cryptocurrency dealing is increasing. So this registration to the upfront portal will definitely add to more getting more authentic information from the crypto asset regulators or asset service providers. Effective measure against money laundering requires a combination of legal, regulatory, technological, and collaborative to identify and deter illicit financial activities, preserve the integrity of the financial system, and prevent criminal enterprises from profiting from their actions. The amendment rules about crucial changes that reinforce anti-money laundering efforts in India by providing more clarity on definitions and documentation requirements. Then coming to the MCQ, consider the following statement about the Penguna couch. Okay. So they are indigenous breed native to Andhra Pradesh. No, the 2019 livestock. No, that is correct. So they belong to Andhra Pradesh. The 2019. The 2019 livestock census recorded the largest number of this cow in the state of Telangana. So 2 is incorrect. So 1 is correct. The answer will be B. Then the Gurugram temple has been the news recently. The V. Ramaswamy Periyar led the Dravidian movement in 1916. So the KK Kalapanlan Satyagraha to secure the. Okay, so coming Gurugram temple has been news recently. Which historical event happened there? E.V. Ramaswamy Periyar led the Dravidian movement in 1916 from there. No. Vidyanarayan March was organized to protest. The Veerasingalam Panpulu lunch individual Satyagraha in 1940. No. K. Kalapan lunch Satyagraha to secure the country to untouchables. So D is correct. Then consider the following: bacteria, archaea, fungi, protozoa, non-living cells. How many of these are part of the human microbes? So all the 5 are part of the human microbiota. With reference to Indian Ocean dipoli, sometimes mentioned in the news, while studying Indian monsoon, which of the following statement is the correct one? Indian Ocean dipoli. Okay. So the phenomenon is characterized by a difference in sea surface. Okay. Difference in sea surface temperature between the tropical Western Indian Ocean and tropical Eastern Pacific Ocean. The IOD phenomena can influence a El Nino impact on the ocean. Here, so only 2 each correct, 1 is incorrect. Widespread resistance of malaria parasite to drug like chloroquine has promoted attempts to develop a malaria vaccine to combat malaria. Why it is difficult to develop a malaria vaccine? because so man does not develop immunity to malaria during natural infection. That is why this is very difficult to develop the vaccine. Vaccine is the it develop the antibodies, but as human develop immunity to malaria in course of the infection, it will be very difficult to develop the vaccine. So answer will be B. With reference to the new generation ACAS missile, consider the following. It is type of ballistic missile. ACAS missile is a ballistic missile. Okay. One of the primary feature of the distinguishes the ACAS NG from the original ACAS is long range. It is considered a force multiplier because it enhances the air force ability to defend against multiple threats simultaneously. So here 1 and 3 are correct, 2 is incorrect. Which of the following is the primary purpose of the district and starline and UAV? It will be used as intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance in the maritime environment. So answer will be B. Consider the following statement regarding the Gautama Buddha. He preached Four Noble Truths. He also propounded the concept of Eightfold Path or the Ashtanga Marga. He advocated a virtuous life of extreme austerity. So here, so only he preached Noble Truth, Ashtanga Marga, extreme austerity. No, so 1 and 2 are correct. So 3 is incorrect. The global company report published by it is published by the World Economic Forum. Then the consider the following communication technology: closed circuit television, radio frequency identification, wireless local area network. So here 1, 2, 3, all the three. So which of the above are considered short range device technology? All the 1, 2, 3 are considered short range technology. Thank you for watching. Keep watching regularly to update yourself on the developments.